Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuruhi Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Namasturyaya Chandraya Mangalaya Budhaya Cha Guru Shukra Shani Vescha Rahuve Ketuve Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
Inhale deeply with Va. Exhale deeply with C. Through Sushumna Nadi for the first pranayam. Follow me through 7 times. Mm. Om Kriya Babaji Namo. Om Kriya Babaji Namo. Om Kriya Babaji Namo. With a deep transcendental Kriya consciousness, let's do the first pranayama. Inhale deeply with Va, exhale deeply with Si, the Sushumna. Follow me through 7 times. First pranayama. The deep transcendental Kriya consciousness. Let's do the second pranayama. Inhaling deeply with Va, exhaling deeply with Si, halfway through. Follow me 7 times. deep transcendental Kriya consciousness. Touch to the third pranayam. Inhaling deeply with Va, exhaling deeply with C, one single breath. Again, I was telling last week, COVID-19 is going away from the Western world, but still the Eastern side is still there. Particularly in India, it is getting worse and worse. Second wave. So let's play again with Dhanvantri Maharishi and through Babaji and Vishnu to get out of this COVID problem as soon as possible. Let's pray for 7 times. With Babaji's blessings and chantings.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantrayaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailokyanadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namaha.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantrayaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailokyanadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namaha.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantrayaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailokyanadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namaha.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantrayaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailokyanadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namaha.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantrayaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailokyanadaya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantrayaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailokyanadaya Sri Mahavishave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantrayaya Amrita Kalasha Hastaya Sarvamaya Vinasanaya Trailokyanadaya Sri Mahavishave Namaha.
Om Kriya Babaji Namo. We have been working on Babaji's Yoga Vedham book. We're almost there, up to 3 chapters. We've been talking about first about what is Kriya Yoga, and then talking about Jeevatman. And in terms of adharas, then we have been talking about how we can increase our pranic energy through various procedures and methods, a loss of energy, and we have also been talking about the deep knowledge of Jeevatman, very, very fine knowledge, and how the imprints, sometimes even imprint goes to Jeevatman also, and how to identify them and remove them also. So we've been continuing with the same lessons. Let's say a few words from the last class, and then we'll continue. Go ahead.
We're talking about how imprints get affected in the soul, and how does one identify the imprint on the soul. Uh, One can remember certain incident or action related to or unrelated to you, where the emotions are heightened or their unnecessary emotions develop, such as hate, love, or anger. Now, this awareness that will come like a hurricane that will be strong, and one cannot understand the reason why this is happening. It will take over your mind, making it unexplainable. Now, that is the last birth imprint on the soul. But one does not have to get perturbed or scared, but has to keep trying and keep challenging it, and understand that we have the power within our soul to get rid of that unexpected behavior or the action that triggers it. This is the real self-test for oneself. Thus, one has to understand who am I with the clear scientific Kriya knowledge. The real truth is that to understand the deep, strong imprints of the self-test of the soul, analyze it thoroughly, and through Kriya techniques of yoga, meditation, and self-introspection, get rid of these imprints. And that is the true self-test for one, and one has to fight it out like a true soldier and win over it. Do not do the Kriya practice in completion and not just one aspect of it. Thus, because of one person, sometimes families are destroyed. Some people are someone gets murdered because of these imprints of the soul. Now, their action of this one person who causes this destruction, it can happen to a lot of spiritual yogis and rishis, and they also get into stuck into these problems because of these imprints in the soul. So one has to be very careful and recognize these imprints, and if they do not, they will fall flat. If this happens to you, use the introspective knowledge and analyze it carefully and try to challenge and win over it. You have to understand that you are because of your own actions or doings. Now that you know the meaning of the saying completely, even though it comes, do not let it go try to identify, even though it comes regularly, do not try to let it go. Try to identify it and fight it through meditation, pranayam, and introspection. Fight it through these techniques and then handle it carefully. And by doing so, it will lose its strength and its intensity and will eventually go away. This may take a longer time, but it will definitely go away. Only when they leave your system, the next step can get activated, where one will get to know all the Sukshma secrets, which is the universe within you, and thus carry a lot of surprises within you, and one can start research on that. Using that knowledge, then one can combine those secrets of how to manipulate one's body, like, for example, having a lighter body, learning about the flying techniques, etc. And then one can start living like a true Kriya Yogi, which is a deathless life. This is absolutely possible. Key is to continue having the effort, be very focused, and thus do the actionless action by doing an inner secret, inner research about this. There is another secret. Another life lies within you, within the Jeevatma, which has the highest knowledge of life's imprint. Because of that imprint, we can experience each other, and that's why the knowledge of I know you and you know me come from there. This kind of imprint is called Adheetha imprint, which is a more forceful imprint, and it's the deepest imprint. This imprint is, even though life may be born as a normal human, all your actions will refer to your past life. And when one carefully analyzes through the family, through the friends, to relatives, to society, one can understand that. This is why some people have a tendency to like pets, and there are certain people that get along, and then you have other types of people that you cannot get along. One has to understand that this Adheetha imprint is a very forceful, deepest imprint that lies within the Jeevatma, and it's the highest knowledge of imprint, and it will be revealed to you only after you get rid of the other imprints that are imprinted in your soul.
Okay, so Babaji was talking about the print called Adheetha, highly powerful, highly strong imprint in the soul, Jeevatman. Quite a lot of explanation. And another kind of Adheetha Padivu, or strong imprint, which is related to one's own guru, that is always there, very strong also. And Babaji has been talking about because of the connection between guru and disciple, it goes even beyond one's birth and death. One will be wondering how that is possible. And Babaji is giving the example of some of his explanation. And also we could be able to see the example of Lahiri Mahashaya and other people who was followed by Babaji to give further instructions. Okay, so Babaji says, even the relationship with lives which are other than human, sometimes we are attracted to, and they are very closer to you. Sometimes that can be related to the relationship you had in the past life also. So what's happening is slowly this Jeevatman, which is evolving from one birth to next birth, and the past connections, it is evolving, and further it evolves. Babaji says, இவ்வாறு படிப்படியாக ஆன்ம வளர்ச்சி பெற்று ஒரு நிலையில் தன்னால் எதுவும் இயக்கப்படவில்லை என்றும். So at a point, the soul realizes when it is evolving, when it is knowing its powerful imprints, the also connection with one's own guru, realizing that the soul understands, the Jeevatman understands, Jeevatman of the Kriya Yogi understands that nothing is really happening because of one's own. That is, whatever happening to one's life is not on one's own power, but there is some other energy, some other Shakti. தனக்கு அப்பாற்பட்ட சக்தி என்று உண்டு என்றும், including our guru, one who finds, right? So he is following. சக்தி ஒன்று என்று என்றும், அந்த சக்தியினை கடவுள் இறைவன் என்றும் பல பேரால் உணர்ந்து இந்த சக்தியை வழிபடுகிறான். So once you understand there is some other energy which is controlling you, some other energy which is following you even after birth and death, then same thing that Kriya Yogi thinks, that is the normal human beings thinks, that is the God. So then he says Sariyai. Sariyai means doing some service to that God, and then Kriyai, and then trying to understand, read, and follow that teachings of Guru, and also gods and goddesses. Kriyai என்றும் படிப்படியாக உயர்ந்து அந்த நிலையிலிருந்து படிப்படியாக மாபெரும் சக்தியான வெளி என்றும் தியாகித்துள்ளதுடன். So then understand that energy of the Guru are the gods and goddesses, not only here in life, it also spread all over the universe. Then he started looking for it. So in that stage, we call that Atman Yogi. You can say Kriya Yogi or Yogi. இந்த நிலைக்கு இவ்வான்மானது பரிணாம வளர்ச்சி அடைந்தவுடன் பல பிரிவுகள் எடுக்க வேண்டிய நிலை உருவாகிறது. So and after the stage, again you go through many births, but with the intention of finding out with God and Guru. ஏனெனில் புறச்செயல்பாடுகள் நீங்கி தன்னுள் அச்செயல்பாடு உருவாக்கிக் கொள்வது என்பது அவ்வளவு எளிதல்ல. இவ்வாறான நிலையில் தான் ஏற்கனவே இந்த நிலையெல்லாம் தாண்டிய உயர்நிலையில் இந்த அதீத காந்த சக்தியின் உணர்ந்து ஒரு ஆன்மாவால் ஈர்க்கப்படுகிறான். அவ்வாறு அதீத காந்த சக்தி பெற்ற ஆன்மாவிய உயிர் கருவியுடைய மனிதனையே அதீதி என்றும், குரு என்றும், சித்தர் என்றும், அவதார புருஷர்கள் என்றும், வானவர்கள் என்றும், கிரியா யோகி என்றும் அழைக்கிறார்கள். So once the soul, Jeevatman, is evolving, then it takes a lot of births with the intention of understanding the higher energy, so-called God. Then there is a point at which it is attracted by the highest soul energy, and that souls we call them Guru, Siddha, Avadara Purusha. Okay, so that is what we are calling. இவ்வாறு ஈர்க்கப்பட்டவுடன் யோகியின் ஆன்ம வளர்ச்சியானது சரியான வரையறுக்கப்பாதை வழிநடத்தப்படுகிறது. So once it is attracted by your Guru, once it is closer to your Guru, then the path is very clear. Then you go straight to the path. So there is no deviation afterwards. You go straight there. But Babaji says, இவ்வாறு ஒரு சித்தால் ஈர்க்கப்பட்டவுடன் அந்த யோகியான் உடனே பெருவாழ்வு நிலை இழந்துவிட முடியாது. ஆனால் but you cannot immediately transform to higher level soul. So it will take some time. Anyway, யோகியின் ஆன்மான ஜீவனுவின் தாங்க சக்தியை பொறுத்தே சித்தர்கள் தங்கள் ஈர்ப்பின் மூலம் படிப்படியாக ஆன்மனுவை பரிமாண வளர்ச்சி அடைய செய்வார்கள். The reason why we have to take out of birth, even though we identified our Guru, because we have to develop our own capacity to hold the energy. They are ready to give the energy, they are ready to give the knowledge and everything, but we have to develop the capacity to understand what they are teaching us. And also, when they are transferring the energy, we should have enough capacity to hold the energy within ourselves. That is why we have to develop so many births to develop this. And also, even if the Guru wants, they cannot give this energy completely. எனவே ஒரு அதீதி எனும் குருவால் ஈர்க்கப்பட்ட யோகியானவர் பெருநிலையை அடைய மேலும் சில பிறவிகள் எடுக்க நேரலாம். So sometimes we may have to take some more births, even though we identify the Guru and we follow them. Even then, it may have to take more births, few more births, not that many, but few more births. ஆயினும் அவர் எத்தனை பிறவி எடுத்தாலும், எந்த சூழ்நிலையில் பிறந்திருந்தாலும், இவ்வுலகின் எந்த ஒரு மூலையில் இருந்தாலும் நிச்சயமாக அந்த குருவினால் ஆட்கொள்ளப்பட்டு அந்த யோகியின் ஆன்மாவினை பரிணாம வளர்ச்சிப்படுத்துவார்கள் என்பது மட்டும் சாஸ்வதான உண்மை என்பதை நடந்து கொள். So Babaji says very clearly that at that stage where he has identified the Guru, following the Guru, still he has to take the birth. In that stage, definitely the Guru, like Mahaavatar Babaji, will follow you, will follow through you, birth and death, and there's definite assurance, definitely they will lead you to complete evolutionary path and lead you to the completion of the purpose of the life. Okay, Babaji assures that it will happen. Ever Satimanil, then he's asking, he's telling us, how is it possible? அந்த யோகியின் ஆன்மாவானும் ஜீவனு காந்த மண்டலத்தில் அந்த அதிதி எனும் குருவானவத்தினுடைய உருவம் முதல் தான் கூறிய சில விஷயங்கள் முதல் பெரும் உபதேசங்கள் வரை அனைத்தையும் தன்னுடைய பரிச்சை ஆற்றலால் மிகவும் ஆழமாக அதிர்வலைகளாக பறித்து விடுகிறார். The reason why this Babaji says definitely is because these yogis, now we talked about some Adheetha Parivu, right? The short. Now here Babaji says the Adheetha Parivu in terms of Guru's blessings, Guru's teachings, that is including Guru's image. It is all there in the yogi's Jeevatman. தன்னுடைய உருவம் முதல் தான் கூறிய விஷயங்கள் முதல், not only the form and also whatever teachings they are given, it is going into the Kriya Yogis, as the disciples, Jeevatman, and it is there as other kind of Adheetha Parivu, other kind of higher vibrational imprint. It definitely says on the Parichya Atral, because of that Parichya Atral. Now we know that we talked about Sarana Parichayam, Dirka Parichayam, and all those stuff, but because of the power of the words of the Guru like Mahaavatar Babaji, it is there imprinted in the Jeevatman. Because of that, one will realize even after birth and death, you will be attracted towards the Guru, and the Guru will follow you and give the enough teachings for your evolutionary progress. இவ்வாறு செய்வதன் மூலமாக அந்த யோகியானவர் ஒருவேளை மரணமடைந்து மறுபிறவெடுத்தாலும் அவரையும் அறியாமல் அவரின் ஆன்மாவாகிய ஜீவனு காந்த மண்டலத்தில் வெளிப்படும் அதிர்வேளையில் வைத்து அந்த யோகியின் குருவானவர் வலுக்கட்டாயமான அந்த யோகியை தேடி வந்து ஆட்கொள்கிறார். இவ்வாறு அந்த யோகியின் ஆன்மாவானது பூரண வளர்ச்சியடைந்து தன்னுடைய நிலையினை அடையும் வரை தொடர்ந்து குருவான நிழல் போல தன்னை செடி சாத்து வருகிறார். ஸோ ஜஸ்ட் லைக் தி ஷேடோ of following one, because of the imprints of the teachings which is there in the disciples' Jeevatman, the Guru can easily identify these people and follow them as a shadow. This is how it is possible. Remember, we used to wonder how, even after birth and death, they identify. This is the reason, that they know that the imprint they are given by the Parichya Atral, the Parichya energy, it is there, the Jeevatman, which is the higher level vibration, again, Adheetha Parivu, that they identify, and then they follow them. The Guru follows the disciple. அவ்வாறு அந்த ஆன்மாவானது தனக்கு நிகரான நிலையினை அடைந்தவுடன் தான் செய்த பணியினை அவர் செய்யும் பொருட்டு அந்த யோகியின் ஆன்மாவானது அதீத எனும் குரு நிலையில் எந்தவித கட்டுப்பாடும் இன்றி அனைத்து சக்திகளையும் பூர்ணமாக உள்ளடக்கிய நிலையில் சுதந்திரமாக இங்கு அனுமதிக்கப்படுகிறது. இந்த நிலையில் உள்ளவர்களை சித்தர்கள் ஆவார். எனவே so once the gurus disciples, then they will make them awesome to function independently at that point. So we can think of Lahiri Mahashaya, we can think of Yukteswar, we can think of Yogananda, all those gurus in this line. So they have been given complete knowledge, complete teaching, highest level. Then they are on their own, and they have their own disciples, and so on and so forth. So Babaji says, the reason I'm saying all this is to make you understand that do not follow some so-called gurus without understanding this true knowledge. Sometimes they will ask you to pray them as God. Sometimes they ask you to follow and all those stuff. But don't get cheated. That is why Babaji says, I'm telling you the reality, the real truth. He says, the real எனவே உலகில் உள்ள மாநிலங்களுக்கு ஒரு வார்த்தையை நம்பிவிடாதே. So do not believe the human beings in this on the earth, what they are telling you. உண்மையான சித்த நிலையை உனக்கு உணர்ந்துகள் என்பதற்காகவே. So I'm telling you, Babaji says, I'm telling you The real Siddha, the real people who is going to take you to a higher energy level is this kind of gurus who even follow you beyond birth and death. That is the real guru. Those are the real guru. Okay? That is why, since I wanted to make you understand this reality, so you won't get cheated by other people, I'm telling you this. That's what Babaji says repeatedly. So do not get cheated by some of the human gurus which you see all around, and sometimes even without their own awareness, because of the ego and all those things, they will make you make them as God. They will make them follow, and all those. We have been upset that a lot of examples in their life, in our life, we have seen. So the Baba says not to get cheated by those people. That's what he says very clearly. Then in the next lesson, he is going to keep on going to see some more information on this higher level vibration, Adheetha Parivar. Okay. Any questions in this lesson? We move on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Before we move on. உங்களுக்கு கொஸ்டின் இருக்கா இந்த லெசன் வரைக்கும்?
No questions, Manor. நீங்க இத அப்லோட் பண்றீங்களா YouTubeல?
ஆமா. நீங்க லாஸ்ட் வீக் பாத்தீங்களா?
I don't, for some reason I wasn't able to find it, but
ஓகே, நான் வந்து உங்களுக்கு இந்த வாட்ஸ்அப் குரூப்லயே போறேன் நான் லாஸ்ட் வீக் இந்த வீடியோ.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem. உங்களுக்கு கொஸ்டின் இல்லையா?
But I don't know how to put it in words.
Try.
Think about it.
அப்புறமா சொல்ல எண்ட்ல சொல்றியா?
Huh?
You're going to say tell me at the end of the class?
Yeah, probably maybe I'll learn more now.
Okay, Adheetha Parivar. Babaji keeps on going some more information on these high level vibrations, which is part and parcel of our Jeevatman, right? He will explain a little more. The next lesson, Adheetha Parivar, high level vibration. He just gave us only 2 pages on this. Let's see what it is. இவ்வாறு யோகியின் ஆன்மாவாகிய ஜீவ அணு காந்த மண்டலத்தில் அந்த யோகியின் குருவானவரால் பதிக்கப்படும் பதிவுக்கே Adheetha Parivar. So this kind of impression given by your gurus in the Jeevatman, which is keep on going further into different life, is also another kind of higher level vibration. பதிவில் உள்ளவர்கள் குருவை தேடி செல்வதில்லை, மாறாக இவருடைய புற வாழ்க்கையில் பல தீய செயல்களுடன் ஒரு சுகாதாரமற்ற பிறர் மதிக்கப்படாத நிலையில் வாழ்ந்து கொண்டிருந்தாலும் ஒரு காலகட்டத்தில். So this kind of people who have been followed by their gurus, sometimes they won't realize, but they won't even looking for their gurus. But sometimes even if they live in the streets, low level life, at a point in their life, the guru will identify them, and at a point they will come and elevate them to the highest level. And at that time, sometimes they will do all the miracles. People won't understand, and even they can have the knowledge even beyond so-called lauders, the so-called highly educated people. They will have information, high-level information, very easily. மேதைகள் என்றும் கூறுவார்கள் சில சமயம். இவர்கள் மிக பெரும் அறிவாளிகள் என்றும் மேதைகள் என்றும் கூறப்படுவர் ஆசையை இராத காரியங்களை கூட இவர்கள் தங்கள் குருவின் கட்டளைக்கு, when they follow their guru and they follow their teachings, then they will be like this. ஒரு போர் என்று கீழ்ப்படிந்து ஒரு போர்க்களத்தில் நடக்கும் திறனை போல் கடமையுடனுடன் சரியாக மிக துல்லியமாக எந்தவித சுயநலமும் இன்றி எளிதாக செய்து முடிப்பார் என்பதை உண்மை. So this kind of people, even though they are living a low life for quite some time, suddenly when the sight of the guru happened, suddenly they realize their own true image and in reality, and suddenly they rise up to the level of highly intelligent people, and then they will start leading like a warrior of their guru, and they will be duty consciousness, மிக துல்லியமாக எவ்வித சுயநலமின்றி. They will be right all the time, they will be perfect in their knowledge, and they will do their duties properly, even though they are unaware of their own human spiritual evolution. எனவே ஒன்றை உறுதியாக கூறுகிறேன், கவனமாக கேள். இந்த கிரியா எனும் அற்புதமான விஞ்ஞான யோகம் கிடைப்பது என்பது எவ்வளவு உயர்வான நிலையில் ஆன்மார்க்கு மட்டும் முடியாது என்று உணர்ந்துகள். Babaji says this so-called knowledge of Kriya only comes to highly evolved souls. Okay, now what we are getting, I think indirectly he is mentioning this also. This is only given to chosen people. That means those people who have in their own Jeevatman some knowledge or imprints of about Guru's like Baba is still there. Then we are identified by them, and then we get the Guru. Okay, so very very important. I think is more clarification for us also. எனவே ஒன்றை உறுதியாக கூறுகிறேன், கவனமாக கேள். இந்த கிரியா எனும் அபூர்வமான அற்புதமான விஞ்ஞான யோகம் கிடைப்பது என்பது எவ்வளவு உயர்வான நிலையில் உள்ள ஆன்மாவிற்கு மட்டுமே உரியது என்பதை நீ உணர்ந்து கொள். This Kriya Yoga, the knowledge is giving, it belongs to only the higher level spiritually evolved souls only. And that too the souls which have some imprints of Babaji's teaching earlier. They only will get it. இவ்வுலகில் புகழிற்காகவும் பணத்திற்காகவும் தங்கள் மீது பிறருக்கு இனம் புரியாத பக்தியும் மரியாதையும் ஏற்பட வேண்டும் என்பதற்காகவும் இவற்றையும் மீறி தங்கள் இறப்பிற்கு பின்னும் தன்னை இறைவனாக பிற வழிபட வேண்டும் என் எண்ணத்தாலும் பலர் பல விதமான போதனை போதிக்கிறார்கள். மேலும் தாங்கள் எந்தவித அனுபவம் அடையாமலே this is very very important. You have to understand Babaji's teachings, how we can differentiate so-called gurus. Some people who are obtained a little bit of spiritual evolution, not at the highest level, sometimes for their own popularity, these people, some the corporate Swami, some people for their own fame and for their own and also for the money, and also that some people have to need a so-called bhakti on themselves and respect. And not only that, even they think even after their death, people have to pray them like God. So because of this kind of intentions, they will teach many wrongful teachings. Beware of these people. So they will say different kind of teachings related. Even though it looks like evolved, then the ultimate aim is to make them slaves for them, and they are supposed to pray these people even after that. So there are a lot of people like that. Better be careful. They are not real Guru. That's what Babaji says. Okay? To understand very clearly, because they are not the one who is going to make imprints like what Babaji is saying. The imprints which is going to be in your Jeevatman, the high level vibration imprints, for even after birth and death, it keeps on going. So those are the real gurus, not these people who are humanly people who want because of the ego, the fame, and the bhakti on themselves, and so on and so forth. If somebody says, I am God, and pray on me, keep bhakti on me, and I'm Lord Shiva himself, and all those stuff, do not follow them. Okay, Babaji clearly says, they are not the real ones. மேலும் இதுதான் பக்தி யோகம் என்று கூறி சரியை கிரிய நிலையில் பிரயார்ப்படுத்தினர். So then I will say, so-called in misinterpreting the Sariya Kriya, the Ashtanga Yoga on themselves. They will ask their followers to do puja on them. They will make their name as a God's name, and they will interpret everything this way. இவர்களை கண்டு கோபப்படாதே. I always say, don't get angry with them. ஏனில் இவர்களும் என்றால் so one day or other, they will also understand the truth, realize the truth, so don't get angry. எனவே இவர்களிடமிருந்து அமைதியாக விலகு. Babaji says, quietly, do not be with them, get off from these kind of people. Right? இவ்வாறு விலகி நின்று உனக்குள் ஏற்படும் சரண உணர்வுகளை, Babaji says very importantly, your own consciousness is very important. Self-introspection. Do not go to all these people. Don't be depending on them. Don't depend on them. And get away from them. Then go and look at your இவ்வாறு விலகி நின்று உனக்குள் ஏற்படும் சரண உணர்வுகளை ஒவ்வொரு நொடியும் பிரித்து ஆராய்ந்து உன்னுள் உட்புகுந்து பார். பிறர் உன்னை எவ்வளவுதான் பழித்து கூறினாலும், ஏளனமாக பேசினாலும், கேவலமாக பேசினாலும் நீ இதை நினைவு கூட கொண்டு செல்லாத. ஏனெனில் இன்று உன்னை உயர்வாக நினைப்பவர்கள் நாளை உன்னை தூற்றக்கூடும். பின்பொரு நாள் இன்னும் அதிகமான பிரியம் செலுத்தக்கூடும். So Babaji says this kind of people who ask others to pray them as gods and do bhakti on me and all those people don't understand. The same people who are following them give respect. One day they will lose the respect. one day they will go against them because their teachings are not into their soul. It doesn't go as imprints to them. So that is why they will go through, and then because of this, later on they realize this truth also. So these kind of ignorant people don't get angry, don't have any imprints about them, get up from them, and they will also realize someday. I think we are seeing many people going through that. The same disciples are following them, and then they go against them after a while. Babaji again says, இந்த உணர்வுகளுக்கு நீயும் ஆட்பட்டால் தேவையற்ற பதிவுகள் உருவாகும். If you have this kind of feeling to you also, if you are going to the level, then you expect somebody to respect you and all those stuff, then you will also get the imprint. Do not go there. எனவே நீ இவர்களை பொருட்படுத்தாமல் உன்னுள் ஆராய்ந்து பார். You have to think of yourself inside you. இனி பரிச்சயம் எனும் பேச்சால் ஏற்படும் உள்ளுணர் சரண மாற்றங்களையும் அதனால் ஏற்படும் பதிவின் தன்மையும் உனக்கு விரிவாக கூறியது போல் கிரியாவின் மிக முக்கியமான ஸ்பரிசம் தொடு உணர்வினை பற்றி கூறுகிறேன். So far Babaji says all this parichaya knowledge. So we talked about the sarana parichayam, we talked about the ujja parichayam, we talked about dirka parichayam. Because of the dirka parichaya of your guru, which is very clear, it goes to the imprints in your soul and it keeps on coming back again. You identify your guru and the guru identifies you and take you to the higher level. Okay, so Babaji stops with this parichaya teachings and then he say another teachings on sparisam. Sparisam, that is a touch feeling, and then he is going to say the signs of that sparisam. Then we go to explain about sparisam. Okay, any question on this? Can you formulate now or what?
No, I understand what Babaji is saying on this, but just to a common person who is not understanding this Kriya level of depth, when another person is talking, like for example, when they are talking, how is it that to save yourself, not to get drawn towards the teachings of those different gurus, if you don't have the background of this Kriya and knowing that, okay, these are not the correct gurus to follow, everybody can get astray by this. So basically my question is like, if we don't have the Kriya teachings, like very few that get them, how is it to identify our guru, or how do you go about it?
That is why Babaji says one of the indications of these people. If anybody says some of the symptoms, signs he says is not a real person, not to follow. Babaji says those who say, give bhakti to me, pray me like a god, you'll get the energy. If they keep on saying and it is more attractive, do not go to them. That's not true. There are some of the signs. So when somebody says like that, even for a normal common person who doesn't have the Kriya Yoga knowledge, Babaji says this kind of indications. So the higher evolution always comes from your own introspection.
Mm-hmm.
And though your guru, sometimes if you are aware, if you're not aware of which guru I should take this and that, then Babaji says you don't need to go search for it. Guru himself will identify you. Guru himself come to you. Because that is the real guru. Because that teachings which has been given to you inside, it is there already in your Jeevatman. And that vibrations are identified by real Siddha gurus. They are the real gurus. He will come to you. Okay, so do introspection, do yourself. You study yourself. You do introspection. Your guru will come. Definitely will come. Then your Jeevatman identified that time. You do not take this and that. And these are some of the indications. Somebody says that when you follow me, do sariyai. Sariyai kriya means
service.
Yeah. Do this kind of thing to me, this kind of thing to me, and follow me as your God, and chant my name, the Guru's name. Keep on. If they are asking, if they are forcing, then they are not real Gurus. They are not real Siddhas.
Okay. And then you have the opposite effect.
We do a monitor. Baba always monitor. I mean the human beings who say like that.
Okay. No, I get that part now. Now, for the opposite effect, now you go, you feel a little bit unrest in your mind, and you go looking for certain solace everywhere, and you find a certain person, or you put them as your guru because you get solace from them. How do you understand that that is the right guru for you when
No, you
you
can
go?
follow them. You can follow
That
the
is what.
teachings. You
Mhm.
can do everything, but don't be a slave to them. That's what Babaji is saying. Don't be a slave.
What
Don't
do you mean by
compete.
a slave?
I mean, the sense that joining with them and putting them as always the predecessors of God, and do what even without your own consciousness, even without your own permission, they're asking you to certain things. So that kind of indication, like some people go and join the ashram, be there, devote their whole life, and suddenly they think that this is not really true. Still, they keep on being there. They will find out. So examples like that. There is some kind of teachings will be good to you. It look
Because
like
when
was a
you do
paricha.
that, maybe they get solace
Yeah,
because of that. By doing that,
by
they get
getting the
solace.
solace you're talking about. Do not go and completely say that is your guru. That is Siddhas.
Mhm.
So that is how people do mistake. When there is a sign, an indication that they are asking you all this Kriya, Yoga, everything on themselves,
Mhm.
particularly human beings which are doing, then do not follow them. Quietly leave from them. Don't get angry with them because they will also understand. Because the same people who are following and doing everything, they will be talking bad against them after some time. Because these people are also evolving, right? Everybody is evolving. So after a certain evolution, the same people will go against them. And so you also don't do it. Baba says you also don't do it. Then that, oh, I became Babaji's follower, I'm Kriya Yogi, so follow me as a God and everything. You also don't do it. And those people are doing it is also wrong. So this Babaji can only say certain signs and indications, right?
Mhm.
And automatically, once you are coming to the higher level, you will definitely know about all this automatically. Even by, as I always tell you, even by intuition, you'll understand whether it's a real person or not. You got to really look at their own life, how they are following, what they are saying, what's happening, and also whether some of the signs like they are coming out saying that they are the God, they have to pray them, they are the incarnation, and all those things. Be very careful. Another lesson does. Because Kriya Yoga teaches us the Jeevatman itself is ultimate. Yeah, all the Jeevatmans is nothing but the
Part of
point
part
of
of the.
part and parcel of the same universal spirit.
Mhm.
Everybody is the same thing. So why one small spirit, one spirit has to be
Above.
yeah. So you're all same. So even the higher level gurus, they also go through the same kind of challenges. Yeah, challenges and everything. So as the human being who is saying that that I am goddess, I'm the God and do everything, sorry, create everything to me, and I'll elevate you, this and that. Don't do that. It's a science indication.
So, if my understanding is right, by practicing Kriya Yoga and by identifying the parichams that we are looking at, and by identifying the through meditation, introspection, and pranayams that we do, we raise our level to our own consciousness. Once we get to the higher level of consciousness, and as we start dropping down the imprints, our guru will come in search of whoever it may be, one of those higher souls.
It'll be clear to you.
They will reveal themselves to you. Reveal in the sense either in the form of consciousness or some form to us to help us elevate to the next level. And provided we don't do more imprints, provided we don't form more karmas on ourselves, they will rise it to a higher level so we can understand the secrets of nature or the universe within us, and we can practice that to keep it going for.
Keep going. So until you identify, don't just fall onto some of these people. So Babaji even very clearly said, even without your knowledge, they are watching you, they are helping you, but they are looking for a particular time when you are evolving. Then they will get you. They will see. They will get you.
You have
They will
to
evolve,
rise
and they will be
to
looking
that
at your
level.
birth. Yeah.
Okay. So it may not be this birth, but at the same time, it could be
next birth or even within this birth.
Or within later in this birth.
It will come automatically to you. That's what he says. It will come automatically to you. And they are actually looking at you and watching you as a real guru. And their connection will come to you automatically.
That is why when we hear Bharadwaj coming to somebody else or Bhovanagar coming to somebody else, and when we read all that, that is what is the meaning.
More, you will get more vibration.
More vibration.
Adheetha Padivu. You will get more.
So those are your Adheetha Padivus that happen because of your previous interactions with your guru, that they have been following you for many births.
Right. That is it. And they are waiting for the right time. Remember, Babaji was telling to science that first of all, you have to be in that level for the teachings to come to you. And secondly, you should be capable enough to hold the energy. When they are passing the energy, you should be capable enough to hold the energy. That may not be there too. So they don't want to damage you, Jeevatman. So they'll make sure that once you go to the hole, then
you have enough energy or the capacity to take that transformation into yourself.
Then they will get.
So we have to equip ourselves
exactly
to get ready to receive their transformational energy.
That's what they're waiting for. Even without your knowledge, sometimes they have been following you. In case of any emergency situation, they will come and help you, even without your knowledge. And they will reveal to you when you are capable of accepting, holding the energy.
And it might take a longer time, so don't give up on this.
Don't give up. Keep going.
So keep going and keep understanding and keep doing introspection and meditation.
Yes. This is the only one which is going to rise, Babaji definitely say. Not by trusting some humans and saying, I'm God, do everything, then I will raise you. I will give you another birth. No, don't trust them. So, So Babaji very clearly says those are all falsehood. Again, they might evolve to a certain extent, but they're not completely understood or they evolved what nature has provided to humans. They will come. And Babaji even gives the reason why they're doing it. But the reason they're doing it is because they want the fame. Money is also there. And also they want to be praised and be revered as God even after their death. That kind of thing is there. So that is why they do all this.
So they want to leave a mark as they go, so people can then.
Yeah. So they don't understand everything perfectly in the nature how it is set. They are not following the real universal truth. Nobody can be except the ultimate spirit, which is universal spirit. None of them are permanent. It's all transitory. Everybody. But again, Baba says, and the Kriya Yoga, the techniques and the Kriya, what you're following, the only right path again and again, Baba says. This is the only way. According to Kriya Yoga knowledge.
So in other words, use their teachings, use their...
understand
their evolution, use their teachings, work on their...
Never be a
slave. At the
slave.
same time, follow your own path and try to understand the truth behind what they're saying.
Right.
And work on your consciousness rather than blindly following their teachings completely.
Exactly. Obviously, you have to be like a soldier within yourself, fighting about all these imprints, taking out imprints. You have to fight yourself instead of surrendering to somebody completely.
So wishing for them to uplift your soul.
Yeah, following the feet and completely going there. Then, but everything, all fights and everything, you have to be done within yourself. That is the real thing. Babaji always repeatedly says one has to go like a soldier. You have to fight with the imprints and win over it, and follow these techniques. So even if you want to say, for example, even if you're getting techniques from somebody gives you some techniques, even they are taking it from some other scripture, from there only they are taking it and giving it to you. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong in following the technique. There's nothing wrong in following the procedures, but at the same time, giving yourself completely, depending on them only as a God, and they will only do it and all those things. So don't do it.
makes it very, very clear.
Very clearly you said. But if they keep on telling you this kind of knowledge, don't this kind of knowledge, Kriya Yoga knowledge, don't take me as a god, anybody else as a god, follow yourself, then that is a truthful
They're
teaching.
the truth.
Yeah. But if there is anything like a sign and symptom like this, get away from them. See, we are seeing many people doing that, right? They space their life and energy and money and family, everything. And then they complain. So get out from this. Baba very clearly says, get out from the people quietly. The fight has to be done within you. You have to fight like a soldier within you, about the imprints and everything. There's a lot of things have to happen to you. And if you're worrying about what kind of right guru I have and everything, guru will come to you. When you're energy, when you're capable of holding the energy and you're capable of understanding the teachings to that level, then it will be revealed to you.
Okay. Thank you. I mean, that really took off a
Clear,
lot
right?
of my things that I had in my head to
Yeah.
very clear now. Thank you.
Okay. All right, that is Babaji is saying. Sparisam, we are doing time.
We have only 5 minutes.
Okay, let me just say a few words about future chapters, and then we'll go on from there. So, what we have so far until now, one part of the information has been given by Babaji. First, in the lesson 1, Babaji talks about Kriya Yoga itself. What is Kriya Yoga? Again, those who are interested, you can go back to some of the older YouTube videos. I will definitely put them back there. And in the second lesson, Babaji is talking about Jeevan enum Uyir Bache Kriya, where he was explaining about what is Jeevatman looking like, a much more scientific explanation. And then Babaji gave the 6 adharas in terms of Jeevatman as Mooladhara. From there, he was explaining about the adharas, not the chakras, but adharas in a different explanation in Kriya Yoga. And then Babaji also talked about how we lose our pranic energy by certain activities. And he said Archayam, Parichayam, and Sparisam, 3 ways. Babaji very clearly said about Archayam and then Parichayam, and then we are going to see the Sparisam. Okay, particularly in the Archayam Parichayam part, he was talking a lot of information about imprints into our awareness, imprints in our mind, imprints in our soul, Jeevatman, and some of the Adheetha Padavigal, the higher level imprints of the first bad, something which is bad may have happened. And then also, very importantly, the Guru's Parichaya imprints, which is coming along with their soul. And absolutely, this is a very clear indication that we're all connected to Babaji somehow or other. That is why we are getting the Kriya Yoga knowledge, higher level knowledge, and also the capacity to understand some of the things even I don't understand many times, and repeatedly. That clarity also comes to us when you keep on reading it and try to talk about this Kriya science. So that is where we are. We talked a little more on the higher level vibrations and imprints. And the next lesson, you're going to talk a little bit on the sparism or touch awareness. And then you'll go on to the physical body itself. In the physical body, what is a Kriya science, which is related to our spiritual evolution, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I will stop right there. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Is there any question?
Thank you.
Okay, very good. Okay, very good. Your question is answered. Very good. So we will stop there and Shivaya Nama. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namah Navasima Mavayana Siya Namava Vashimayana Om Shivaya Namah
Mavayana Siya Namava Vashimayana Om
Shivaya Namah
Mavayana Siya Namava Vashimayana Om
Shivaya Namah
Mavayana Siya Namava Vashimayana Om
Shivaya Namah
Mavayana Siya Namava Vashimayana Om
Shivaya Namah
Mavayana Siya Namava Vashimayana Om
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you, Nivedita.
பார்க்கலாம் நிவேதா பார்க்கலாம்.
Good night. Have a nice Manohar
Thank
day.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
நிவேதா நீங்க எது வந்து பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கீங்க? போன வீக்கோட டீச்சிங்ஸா இல்ல அதுக்கு முன்ன இருந்த கிளாஸா?
அது ரெண்டும் யூசுவலா கூகுள் பண்ணா யூடியூப்ல சர்ச் பண்ணா the most recent one will show up, but for some reason it's just showing all of your videos in general.
வரலையா? இந்த நீங்க யோகா நியூஸ் போடாம இல்லைன்னா டாக்டர் மனோகரன் போட்டு பாருங்க. டாக்டர்.மனோகரன் போட்டு பாருங்க.
Okay, maybe அது.
ஆமா, டாக்டர்.மனோகரன் பார்த்து.
சொல்றேன். Thanks.
அதை பாருங்க. நான் வந்து ஒன்று ரெண்டு வீடியோ வந்து நம்ம இதிலே போடுறேன். நான் நம்ம வாட்ஸ்அப்லேயே. ஸோ அதை ஃபாலோ பண்ணிங்கன்னா அந்த தென் எந்த எழுது வருதுன்னு பார்க்கலாம் நீங்கள். தென் யூ கேன் கெட் ஆல் ஆஃப் வீடியோஸ்.
Okay.
தேங்க்யூ. ஓகே, பார்க்கலாம். சாப்பிட்டா